this RNA technology. I think it probably came from bullshit land. He cites the Book of Revelation, stating that the Book of Revelation was probably written under psychedelic influence or substances. Not atypical. That's a common theme in thought. If you've ever read the Book of Revelations, it kind of makes sense that way. Yellow matter custard dripping from a dead dog's eye, what have you. Um, Moving on. What is this? Pro, what is this? Oh, prophecy. The prophecy about the microchipping was that it would be mandated and it would contain your biographical personal data would be included in this microchip. And the chip could be made to dissolve and kill you. That would be resulting in like kind of mandated euthanasia and would be used by the cabal controlled police state to get rid of the undesirables and kill people at end of life or who were elderly or had fatal diseases, so that they wouldn't be a burden or a strain on society. And I wrote in my notes, because remember, these guys are Donald Trump supporters, these guys are conservatives, and these guys are telling people not to wear the mask, that coronavirus is a big old hoax and a lie, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I just want to point out that this is an ample opportunity for me to point out the hypocrisy of the right and this of these sort of thinkers, because remember when the left, when they were trying to do universal health care under Obama, and all the people on the right were saying they're going to put in panels. You know, they're going to say that once it's socialized medicine, they're not going to let your grandmother live past 89 because they're going to say that she's a burden on the system. So, you know, they're going to say that she should just go away. We should just get rid of her, euthanize her. That's why they want the angel of death and the assisted suicide to go through. Meanwhile, Daniel Brinkley's work has been linked to assisted suicide because of his whole sales pitch that death is nothing to worry about. It's just a big gas. You might as well get out of here because things are better on the other side universally. I also want to point out that when coronavirus hit and people were shutting down all over the place because coronavirus was fatal, especially to the elderly, the Republicans, they were all over Fox News. The Alex Joneses were all over media. The Stephen Crowders, the Stephen Molyneux, they were all coming out of the woodwork saying, look, old people die, you know, life isn't perfect. There's a baked in risk. So it's just hypocrisy. And I just want to take this small opportunity to editorialize and to stump and to soapbox and to show these people, if you support Trump, I can't respect you. No. If you support Trump, I can't respect your political choices, but I respect you as a human being, and I'm desperate to know what's fucked up with you that you would support such an obviously disparaging and despicable.
What up? What's going on? Welcome to Paranormal Hood Live Radio. I don't even know why we call it live radio because we're not on the radio, are we? We're on YouTube and iTunes and stuff like that. So, oh well. But welcome to Paranormal Hood Live. We'll call it Paranormal Hood Live. I'm Smoke King. Chiggy is off on a top secret mission. He'll be with us when we return from our break next week because we won't be here next week. We'll be here in 2 weeks. Yes, that was CW. I was listening in the background while I was trying to get the fucking show to start here. Goddamn fucking YouTube and shit never wants to work right. So, what's good, everybody? Showing aside first in the chat, we got Philip Blair, Cool K, and that's there. We go. KB's in there now. There we go. So what's going on, everybody? I'm gonna smoke a quick little blunt. Got one real popular fucking story to do in the news here, and that'll be about it. So we return. Oh, out of mind's here now. What's going on? Try and find my story. Oh, come on, you fucking Goddamn internet. Now, Jiggy works for they. You know, they, the Global Conspiracy Corporation, because they are responsible for everything. But I guess them could be a sister company or something, or a brother company, to they. Um, Possibly. Philip Mine, maybe. You know? Both similar things, you know? They are always responsible for it, or it could be them are up to no good. I don't know. But, yes, they are responsible for it all. Anyway. Well, we'll start off. We got a couple of little stories here. First one, surgical spirits. Cops launch a crackdown at abandoned West Lothian Psychiatric Hospital to ward off the hordes of ghost hunters. Parking restrictions have been introduced on roads near the former Bangor Village Asylum, which has been branded unsafe. It comes after reports that paranormal fans flouted lockdown restrictions by traveling hundreds of miles to the ruin in Ditchmont, West Lothian. Local councillors Chris Horn said, on Saturday I came across a carload from Newcastle in the short time I was on site, and I know that there were people from Aberdeen, Inverness, Manchester who had visited the previous days, he said. The message must get wider than West Lothian. The core message now is don't bother coming. The site is unsafe and you are going to be turned away if you turn up. Visitors claim to have heard spooky voices in the old building and said that they have been followed by mysterious shapes. Mysterious shapes. Interesting. They weren't just regular shapes like squares and triangles and circles. They were mysterious shapes. And the mysterious shapes, they've vanished into either one of the 1,000 acres of the ground. The disused hospital was fully closed in 2004 as a four-star and has a four-star TripAdvisor rating. It features in 2000 horror film The Jacket, starring Keira Knightley and Adrian Brody. And this month, around 200 revelers held an illegal rave there before part of the building was torched. Inspector Miles Marshall said there are derelict buildings which aren't safe as visitors. We would encourage anyone not to visit the Bangor Village Asylum. I guess if you were planning on a trip to go to that asylum, don't go there because the cops will turn you away. All right, what else do we got? This is an interesting one. Can healing aliens be summoned at will? I don't know. Can they? What do you think? A woman is going through several negative life experiences when she is confronted by an unknown energy or entity that continues to manifest in order to help her heal. Right. Um, This happened a number of years ago. I was in a terrible state of mind because I had just left a relationship that had basically brainwashed me into not knowing who I was at all. I moved back into my parents' house and could barely socialize. I spent all my time meditating because I didn't know what else to do. I just wanted to get better. A bunch of crazy things happened during this time, and I went through a huge transformation. But I'll just explain the alien bit. I was laying in bed during daylight hours, basically praying. I remember mentally calling out to any beings who wanted to genuinely help me to come to my aid. Suddenly my face became the face of what looked like an alien. To me, it seemed like a fairy-like being. It had the traditional face shape of an alien with super big eyes, not much of a nose, but wasn't ugly at all. It was pulsing with a swirling pink energy, and it felt extraordinarily beautiful, magical, and loving. Right. Of course, I mean, an alien with a pink aura. It's got to be magical and loving, right? It was like I became this being, or rather, this being became me, took over my consciousness, yet we are still, in a sense, separate. Then, very clearly, I heard a high pitched, slightly feminine voice speak in my head. It said, "Now we are going to heal you with bubbles." And suddenly, thousands or millions of the same being that was inhabited my face coursed through my body. The tiny versions of this beam were pulsing through me, still with swirling pink light. Right, so she can see inside of her body now. Uh, and she can see these things with pink light are going through her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe it. Don't need to see any proof. No video. No evidence. Nothing. I believe it. It was like they were of a collective consciousness altogether, but they were one being who spoke first, who was leading them, I think. Okay? As they coursed through me, I physically felt small bubbles in my body being popped, as if they were bubbles of energy that were being released over and over again. It felt amazing. After a little while, the beings left me. It felt as if they rose out of me and kind of got suctioned away. At this point, I was super sad, almost heartbroken that they had left, so I begged them to come back, and they did. The alien fairy became my face again, and once again, I felt this amazing source of love and magic. Then they left for good. Oh, man. They left for good. Since then, I still experience the same sort of energy bubbles in my body popping, usually when I meditate or do Reiki on myself, but nothing to the extent of that experience. I never really considered these beings to be related to the Greys or as an alien encounter until now. At the time, it felt like they were coming from different dimensions, and they felt completely loving and wonderful. Has anyone else had any positive experiences or anything like this happen to them? Uh-huh. Right. Exactly. Yeah, cool. Okay. The alien fairies. So then we got alien fairies now. I mean, seriously. Oh, boy. And it's making millions of tiny little bubbles in her body. And they're popping. I don't know what she was healed from. She said they were healing her. Healing for what? Her broken heart? I mean, a little... like, what the fuck is going on there? Alright, let's get to this last little story here. Y'all probably heard about it. Loch Ness Monster spotted above the surface of the water for 7 minutes. Can you believe that shit? 7 minutes. Or so they say. Let's see. Let's get to the story here. American Galen Wangle claims to have seen the mythical creature on the Nessie webcam for several minutes and couldn't believe her eyes. The Loch Ness Monster has been spotted for the fifth time this year. Kaylin Wangle claims to have seen the mythical creature on June 3rd. The 27-year-old sighting... I fucking hate these goddamn fucking things. The 27-year-old's sighting has been confirmed by the official Loch Ness Monster Register. It comes not long after a walker allegedly spotted the beast and took the best snap ever of her. Kaylin didn't see Nessie in real life. The Loch Ness Monster enthusiast from Oregon, United States, was watching the Uqorhat Bay via webcam. She claims Nessie appeared for around 10 minutes. Footage shows a black dot floating near the surface of the water. It begins to move left across the bay, occasionally ducking under the waves. The sighting is Kaylin's second, her first being recorded on 10th of April and lasting around 7 minutes. People really have nothing to do right now. She's just literally staring and watching a fucking camera pointed at the fucking Loch Ness. Posting about the footage, she said, "Why is this sighting super epic, you ask? Well, this object surfaces for more than 7 minutes. It moves closer to the shore, it constantly changes shape and splashes about, and is not a boat as it just shows up in the middle of the log. It also appears to be quite large. This second sighting clearly shows a black object moving across the log from left to right. The object changes shape and goes under the water and comes back up again. Splashing also seems to be visible." Speaking today, Kaylin said, "Every time I see something unusual on Nessie Cam, I get really excited. It feels unreal every time. I always watch the whole encounter before I go back and record it, just to make sure I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. When I first started watching, I was honestly never sure if I'd ever see anything. So the fact that I have seen and recorded it as many times as I actually blows my mind. Well, the black object I have recorded seems to change speed and shape and will sometimes disappear from view as though it has gone back under the water before it shows up again. Given the distance of the camera from the water for something to be that visible from that far away, I would imagine it would have to be quite large, ruling out the possibility of being an otter or a seal or even a log, really. Unfortunately, I have not been to Scotland yet, so I have not seen Nessie in person. I hope to visit the loch one day, as I have always wanted to go there ever since I learned about Nessie. It's the number one list of my places to visit," she says. The photo recently shared by Walker Steve Chalice of Southampton was taken in September of last year and has yet to be officially verified. So yeah, that's the big story. 7 minutes, and again, it's so far away you can't really tell exactly what it is, if it's that. So who knows? You guys think it's the Loch Ness monster? All evidence points to that. There's no way that there's something that large living in that lake. It would eat up everything in it, but there's too much other stuff. There's other fish. There's too much stuff in there. You know what I mean? To be living for this long, it would run out of a food supply. Plus, they've fucking scanned it. I don't even know how many times. There's probably people out there on a boat right now scanning the fucking lake. Nothing. Only thing they ever find is large groups of fish. Again, there's seals, there's otters, there's other things there, but I don't know. Maybe someday we'll actually get a good picture, good footage. You know, we're clear, plain as day. We can see it's the fucking Loch Ness monster. It's cool they got a camera there though, so you can watch it. But what they need to have is somebody on duty or somebody that could be alerted when there's something there, and they can fucking go out with a boat and be like, "Oh nope, it's not it." That would make more sense. That would be the next step. You know, I mean, if you go and you look at the video and stuff, it's the fucking camera is so far away. You're never gonna get a good fucking look at it. Whatever the fuck it was swimming around in there. Perspective, everything's all off. You're never gonna know what it is. So, hopefully, maybe one day, it's possible. It's possible. Could be something in there that we don't know what the fuck it is. But again, something the size of people they say exactly. It's just like a lot of these things, Brad. Right? It's like a tourist trap. That's how they get people to go there and go and drive around on boats and rent boats and stay and look at the lake and everything else. It's just like Coral Castle. The Coral Castle Museum, people know how Coral Castle was built. It's all there. There's books. They sell the book explaining how it was built, but they still push the story that it's a mystery and use the magic of the Egyptians and all this fucking bullshit. Like a lot of these places. America's Stonehenge. Even Stonehenge itself is a fucking tourist trap. That's not the original. That's not what Stonehenge looked like when fucking people uncovered it and they figured it out. They put it back the way they think it was. It was redone, I think, 2 times since like the late 1800s. They stood rocks back up and put things and cemented shit together and everything like that. It's, you know, it's a tourist trap. It's all tourist traps. like I said, based off of the evidence and everything, and the data and everything, um, of what lives in the lake and everything, and what this type of creature would live on, like have to, would live on and stuff, like for food and everything. There's not enough food in this loch for this creature to live this long. It would eat up the food supply for it to be as big as the people say it is. And you would see it way more often. The loch's deep, but it's not that deep. When's it coming up for air? What's up, skunk? So, yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe someday somebody will get it. Geoff! What's good? Let me see. I think that was it for the fucking news. Like everywhere I looked, everything for fucking paranormal stories. That's all it was. It was this fucking everybody's freaking out about this fucking Loch Ness monster video, and I'm like, seriously, it's not that fucking. It's not that great. It's like every fucking grainy picture of a UFO. So I don't know. I don't know. But yep. See, I'm looking again right now. Everything. Yep. All the same stories that we did last week. So it's kind of a slow week in the paranormal. So I'm gonna finish up this blunt, and that'll be it for this week. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks because we won't be here next week because I'll be on vacation and stuff. And Jiggy will still probably be on his top secret mission, working for them, or is it they? I can't remember which one of these, you know, global conspiracy corporations that we work for anymore. I don't remember if we work for them or if they work for us, or if, you know, what is it? So, yes, 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 yes. I don't understand what you're trying to say there, Jonas. I think you may be a little high. Maybe you're using text to talk or something and didn't understand you're doing exciting for your vacation. Am I doing anything exciting for my vacation? Um, I'm driving into the woods, going to a cabin on a lake. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. I won't be here in the city and shit. So only going away for a few days, but I'm leaving on Thursday. I won't be back. But maybe Saturday night, 4th of July. Maybe we'll go live. Cheeky's back from the secret mission. If not, we'll be back the following week. Same time, same channel. It will have some top secret insider info from the top secret mission. Yeah, I love cabins on a lake. I don't even. It doesn't even have to be on a lake. Just a cabin in the woods, away from fucking all this fucking shit. You know what I mean? I live in a city. All I hear is cars and trains and fucking planes and sirens and shit. You know. It was nice during the past few months during the whole virus and everything was shut down and stuff. When I actually sit outside of my backyard by my fire pit and everything, it's nice and quiet. Once in a while you hear a siren in the distance, but it wasn't like normally is. But now things are opening back up around here. It's starting to get big. I go outside and you got all kinds of noise and shit. I go to the beach, but I live literally the beach is right there, so that's for me it takes me 15 minutes to get to the beach. I go to the beach all the time, so going to a beach is like So I like to go up into the woods, stay in a cabin on a lake. I like fresh water too versus salt water. Even though salt water is good for your skin and stuff, but I'd rather swim in fresh water than salt water. Oh, it's personal preference, I guess. I don't like surf all the time, but I have surfed. I know how to surf and stuff. I've gone surfing a bunch in my past. It's been a long time since I have, but I know I could get up on a board again. But I've surfed, I've snowboarded, skateboard. You know. Exactly, Jonas. I like lakes over oceans. I don't mind the ocean. Like I said, we go to the ocean. We were just at the beach last week, just a few days ago, actually, just over the weekend when I was at the beach and stuff like that. 'Cause I got a beach is literally 15 minutes away, and it's actually Revere Beach, the beach that I live right by. It's the oldest public like open to like public beach they call like state reservation beach that like they made in the country and stuff like that. So there's stuff there like some of the buildings and stuff are over 100 years old and everything. But yeah, but I can go to lakes. I got lakes. I can go drive like 10 minutes away and go fucking. I go hiking and stuff a lot. Walk around the lake, hike up and shit too. Yeah, but for this vacation, I'm driving up into the middle of fucking nowhere. Nothing around. But that's it. This is the one and only last, the one and only, and the last blunt has been smoked. So until 2 weeks from now, not till next week. 2 weeks from now, again, like I said, make sure you got the notification bells on and subscribe because we could go live at any time. Jiggy could come back through the portals and stuff at the Stargate at any time, and we'll just go live with all the crazy details of the missions and the top secret stuff that he learns. So, thank you everybody. Genocide, Skunk Freaker, Brad, Cool K, Mr. Big Mike, Geoff, anybody else I missed, Philip, Blair, Out of Mind. I'm just scrolling really fast. I think I saw, yeah. So, that's it for this week, everybody. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.